Hey guys, it's Throwback Thursday and I decided to do one of the things I used to do all the time where, you know, when you like find quizzes when you're really bored and just fill them out and put them on like your blog or whatever. I thought I would do one. So this one is the 10 years ago quiz. 10 years ago, how old were you? I was 18. Where did you go to school? I'd finished school, I was about to go to university, so I was about to head off to Keele University in Staffordshire. Where did you work? I was working as like a little checkout girl at the local co-op. And I hated it. It was just like the worst job ever, but it was money at the end of the day. But I really just dreaded every time I went in. I hated it. Where did you live? In a little village with my parents in Lincolnshire. But obviously I was moving to university, so then it was just at Keele University. Where did you hang out? In a pub called the Black Dog in Grantham in Lincolnshire, and it'd always been my favourite pub. I met all my friends there. It's where me and Chris our relationship developed there. Yeah, it was just a cool place for everyone to hang out. It was good food was there. Obviously drink was pretty cheap around that time compared to now, God. Yeah, it was just an awesome place to go. What was your hairstyle like? I can't remember. I think I'd had it cropped at that point. I'm sure I had it short. I think when I was 16, it was when it was the best, when I had it all nice and flicky, but by the time I was 18, I think I'd got it all chopped. I think, I can't remember. Did you wear braces? No. Did you wear glasses? Only when I needed to see distance. Who was your best friend? Rob. Rob was my best friend. And Raz. Yeah, Rob and Raz were my best friends. It sucked when I went to university. I mean, obviously it was awesome when I went to university because I met all these other people, but I just remember feeling really sad when I like left Rob and Raz, and yeah, it was just, oh God, it was so pathetic. Just like, I don't want to go. And then as soon as I got there, I was like, this is the best thing ever. Who was your boyfriend slash girlfriend? Chris dumped me. It obviously had been Chris. We met when I was 16 and we were together for 2.5 years. And then he dumped me right before I went to university because he quote unquote didn't see us going anywhere, which is hilarious because obviously now we're getting married, but yeah, at the time he just, yeah, dumped me. Threw me to the curb. To be honest, I think it was good that he dumped me because it meant that I could go to university and be kind of like a fresh start, and I didn't have any ties back home other than my friends, but like on a relationship point of view, like I didn't really have any ties, so I think that was probably a good thing, even though like I missed him and stuff. I think it was probably for the best. Who was your celebrity crush? I think it was Christian Slater. God. Yeah, and then there's like Brad Pitt, Johnny Depp, all the sort of classic Hollywood actors, I guess, were probably my favourite. But I remember having a very strong crush on Christian Slater, especially after I saw Untamed Hearts and actually Robin Hood, where he's got like the floppy hairstyle. That was my favourite. Yeah. And then like when you get to like Broken Arrow where it's got short hair, kind of just lost it for me. Did you have more guy friends or girls? Up to university it was more boys. Like I just got on better with boys. Girls could be quite bitchy, and I don't know whether it's because I went to an all-girls school that I just felt like I was closer to boys because girls are so like two-faced and bitchy. Not all of them obviously, but I don't know, it just seemed that boys were just easier. They were just very simple. That sounds really mean. I don't know, just boys are more straightforward and there's not as much drama with boys. But then when I went to university, it was like a mixed block, so there were boys and girls. So I got to meet a lot of girls anyway, and they were all really awesome. None of them were two-faced, they were all really down to earth and really lovely, so it completely kind of changed my perspective. I realised that not all girls are bitches. Who was your regular person crush? Chris still, I think, although I was kind of upset at the idea that he kind of dumped me, so I think every boy that I met back then I had some kind of crush on for some various reason, but never enough to kind of be in a relationship with any of them. It was always just like a little kind of, oh, he's nice. How many piercings did you have? I think at that time I had 2 in each ear. How many tattoos did you have? None. Who were your favourite bands? I think Muse was my favourite band at that time. I'm sure it was. What was your biggest fear? Going to university and then everyone back home would forget who I was, and that when I came back that everything would have changed and it would have just been horrible. which is so silly to think that that was like my biggest fear. It's like, really? Put things into perspective, love. But at the time, it's, you know, a bit of a drama, wasn't it, going to university? So yeah, it was probably that. What was your favourite colour? Blue. If you saw last week's Throwback Thursday, I went back to my old bedroom from when I was a kid, and yeah, it's just blue. Everything I wore was pretty much had something blue in it, and yeah, my bedroom was completely blue. Had you smoked a cigarette yet? Yes. Although my parents didn't know, so it wasn't as often as I really wanted it to be. But yeah, I started smoking when I was 17, I think, or 16, 17, something like that. Had you gotten drunk yet? Yeah, I'd already started going out like to the pubs and stuff, so I was like drinking by then, which I don't recommend. It's totally overrated, and I kind of got bored with it really, really quickly. So by the time I was actually legal to drink, I was like, well, what's the point? Like, I think it would have been nicer to wait, and then it would have been more of an event. But yeah, as I'd already drank already, it was just like, oh, okay, I've done that now. Had you driven yet? No. No, I didn't start driving until after university, so I was 21 when I started learning to drive. It was always the bus or a taxi or relying on my parents to give me a lift. So that's it. So there's like the 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and then current. But I'm not going to do all that now because it would just be a really long video. But that was my 10 years ago quiz. It's always interesting to sort of see, like, look back on the past and sort of see how you've changed over sort of 10 years, 5 years and today. So yeah, I'll probably fill in the rest of this and put it on my blog at some point. It might not be today, but it'll be at some point. Once it is online, I'll put a link so you can sort of see the rest of it. But yeah, feel free to use those questions. If I remember, I'll try and put them in the comments so you can copy and paste, or you can use it for your own video. But for now, I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.